Hey guys, Sarah Pacaro. Let's break down this truth today. Let's break down this phrase because there's so much truth to it. Phrase is we teach others how to treat us, or we teach people how to treat us by modeling self-respect. Here's the thing. We teach people how to treat us by modeling self-respect, but when you're with a narcissist, you've modeled self-neglect. So, did I teach the narcissist how to treat me like that? That's what I want to get into today. Because in no way, shape, or form would you like to believe that you taught someone to abuse you. In no one's rational or logical mind does that make sense or feel good to hear. You did not teach someone to abuse you, or did you? So if that's true, we teach people how to treat us by modeling self-respect. And when you're with a narcissist, you're modeling self-neglect. There are so many things that happen internally when you're with a narcissist, and those happen because we are constantly teaching people how to treat us. And in the beginning, we were not aware of this. We were not aware that we were teaching them how to treat us because in the beginning of a relationship with the narcissist, they're treating you like a goddess. They're treating you like a queen or a king. There's not a gender specific to narcissists. They're treating you godly. They are love bombing you, and it feels so good. And so you're thinking, I'm teaching them how to treat me, right? But it's different with a narcissist because if you're teaching them how to treat you and you're modeling self respect and they're not respecting you, what you're actually modeling is self neglect. So when you're with a narcissist, you become infatuated with that love bombing phase. It feels so good. You're being bombed with love. You're being showered with love. You're being rained on like a tsunami every day with love in every way, right? All the love languages are being thrown at your face and it feels so good. And so you become this open book where you share everything and those boundaries become blurred. And then suddenly you wake up and you don't know which way is up. You don't know which way is down. You don't know how you got to where you are. And you wake up and you have this realization, I have been neglecting myself for far too long. Had I not, I would not be at this point with this person in this relationship. So where along the lines did that get crossed? Did you go from teaching them how to treat you? Because no one likes to think I taught them to abuse me because that doesn't feel good. And it probably doesn't feel right when you hear me say it because in some ways it's not. And in some ways, there's a lot of truth to we teach people how to treat us. But we didn't know that from the very beginning because we thought we were entering into the same type of relationship that they said they wanted to enter into, one of mutual respect, one of love, one of all the things that you said you wanted in that. But they faked this future with you. They painted this future with you that you could have with them. And none of it was true. So if you're teaching people how to treat you, you are teaching others how you wanted to be treated, right? You weren't lying, you weren't manipulating, you weren't being deceptive, you weren't being deceitful, you were being truthful, open, and honest, and they used that against you. They turned that against you. It's like they were hugging you, but they had a knife in their back ready to stab you. And you would never do that to them or anyone else. So you just couldn't even fathom how they would do that to you. But there's truth to that. We teach people how to treat us by modeling self-respect. But when you're with a narcissist, you're modeling self-neglect. There are parts of you that you have neglected for a long time, extremely valuable, extremely important, extremely vulnerable parts of you, so many parts of you that now feel afraid, that now feel lost, that now feel like maybe they never even existed in the first place. And those are the parts of you that need transformation. Those are the parts of you that need healing if you are going to begin modeling self-respect so that in that relationship with the narcissist, if you still have to interact and engage with them, it completely changes. And your relationship with everyone else changes moving forward so that you are teaching others how to treat you and you are maintaining strong, healthy, and firm boundaries that don't waver, that don't turn a different phase because it's a different day, right? That are not one way with this person and a different way with that person. And maybe they are, right? But you more than likely know now, having been through that relationship, what red flags look like and have different interactions with different people. But specifically when it comes to your self-worth and your self-identity, keeping those boundaries strong, firm, and healthy is of utmost importance. And that is self-respect. But when you've been with a narcissist, every part of yourself has been disrespected and neglected. So it probably feels like if there's a hole to you, you're a million piece puzzle and you've only got 500 pieces to try to put yourself back together. It probably feels like there are parts of you missing, parts of you that have been missing for a long time, parts of you that someone else took, stole, and ran away with, and you don't know where they went or how to get those pieces back. And that's probably what it feels like now. You're just a shell of a person, barely anything holding you together. Maybe you feel like you're being held together by scotch tape now. You don't even get the luxury of being held together by duct tape because you were with that person for a long time. There is healing. There is putting yourself back together. There is finding those pieces, restoring those pieces within you, and restoring the self-respect and getting rid of the parts of you that allowed the self-neglect. And notice how many times I said the word self, because the self is what is damaged when you've been with a narcissist. They break down other people, they destroy them, they get to them, they eat at them from the inside out. And if they can't get to you, they get you to get to you. And that's their ultimate superpower. So you can leave them, but you can't leave you. So if they can't break you down, they get you to break you down. And that's where the gaslighter mind comes in. And that's where you end up stuffing and bottling your feelings. So that's where you end up pretending that everything is okay, being what I call the F me or the P me, that you're the perfectionist. Now everything's got to be OCD like absolutely perfect or else it's not good enough. And you measure yourself to those same standards. And you have that same inner dialogue, self-talk, and beliefs that you're not enough and you never have been and you never will be. And that's that part of yourself that truly, deeply, and unconsciously believes that. And that's the part of you that needs restoring and repairing if you're ever going to get to that place where you are the real you again. And that's exactly what I specialize in. That's exactly what I love, love, love working with people to do, to get to that place where their self-respect has been restored. And they are not only who they were when they got into that relationship, because you don't want to be that version of you again, because that version of you had a lot of self-neglect and therefore allowed that relationship to go on as long as it did, or became that person who completely neglected yourself and believed those things that the narcissist said, that if you are taking care of yourself or putting yourself first, that you're selfish or you're a horrible person, you're a horrible parent, that others are going to be worse off because of it. So that part of you that just put yourself on a shelf, right? Like the little elf on the shelf and did all these really weird and random things. And you're like, why did I do all that? Because that part of you was neglecting the self, the part of you that really needed to know that you're worthy and that you're good enough and that you are lovable and that you're not everything that they said you are, that you more than likely now believe or at least question a lot. So if it's true that we teach others how to treat us by self-respect, but most of us have been practicing self-neglect, especially those of you who've been raised by narcissistic parents or in relationships with narcissists, it's about time that that changes. And when you're ready to go on that journey to transforming and healing all of those inner emotional, mental, spiritual, and financial wounds that you now have, that you've been carrying because of those years and maybe decades of self-neglect instead of self-respect, let's transform that today, okay? You can hop on into our Transforming Past Pain to Present Power program. There's a free masterclass on everything that's included in that program in the links in the description below this video. You can also book a free consultation to connect to see if we're a good fit to work together, if we're in alignment to work together one-to-one. I hope that one of those serves you. And I hope that this video serves you as well. All right. Know that you're not damaged goods. Know that you're not used and abused and just need to be thrown out and start over, right? You're starting with the part of you now who has all the strength and all the knowledge and all the wisdom that you gained from that relationship. Just a little bit of tweaking to do with what's going on upstairs with those unconscious beliefs. And we can do that very rapidly, very quickly, and you're going to love it. All right, guys, that is it for today. I will chat with you soon.